Because that'll give the women less fire. Because you hear women like that on these platforms all the time, like, well, I'm getting picked. I got men in my DM, yet they want to fuck.
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
They don't really just say, "Hey, I'm trying to hit." Most men won't perform well if that is their approach.
Oh, you trying to help me out? You thought I cared as a friend? I'm trying to fight.
What benefit would someone get by playing the wife role?
What?
You're saying that the game looks the same. I think there's a mindset that, generally speaking, women are not great losers.
You know what that means?
What that mean?
You really want me to say it out loud?
Of course.
Ain't no hoes on the panel.
Got him! Got him!
Men should raise their standards for sure. We should absolutely raise our standards. But the problem is that if black men raise their standards, it goes bad for the majority of black women. Because if black men stop fucking anything, then the anything suffers. And unfortunately, in this situation, a lot of women are the anything that black men would stop fucking with. So if black men standards weren't as low as they were, you see where I'm going with it? Because it would be bad for them, a lot of women. And that's not based off of when you say the anything, that's not just the fact, they say that a dude will stick his dick in a wet hole. No, that's what we're talking about. But just women in general, it's not even about the unattractive ones that are physically unattractive. It's about the ones that are just relationally unattractive. The ones that men don't want to be with. Yeah, the ones that we can't tolerate. If men stop fucking with those women that got good pussy but bad attitudes, or got good pussy but can't cook, got good pussy but got 18 fucking kids by 36 niggas, then that's a lot. That is going to apply to a lot of women, and it's going to be bad for us in general.
Yeah, that's the solution then. That is definitely a solution. Because that'll give the women less fire. Because you hear women like that on these platforms all the time, like, well, I'm getting picked. I got men in my DM, yet they want to fuck. They're not trying to wife you. It's a difference. But because men are still entertaining those women in that way, they think that, I'm okay the way I am. I could still be the way men like me like this. And that's just far from true.
That video showed you what you just said to be true. They act like, well, niggas are still fucking these unattractive women as if that's the prize for them. So that tells you that they value the amount of dick they can get and what's attached to that dick more so than the amount of dick they can get to commit to them.
Yeah, I was going to say to that point, that to me is perpetuated by men and women. One of the things I always say is that the game looks the same. Even the men who are just smashing anything, they don't really just say, "Hey, I'm trying to hit." Most men won't perform well if that is their approach. The game looks the same. I think that as men, we probably have to be more realistic about how it is we approach these women, right? Because we'll date them, we'll hang with them, we'll give them sweet nothings, we'll trick on them sometimes, and the game looks the same. So for it's giving mixed signals because these women can't interpret whether it is that we want them for them or them for box because the game looks the same. So I think that if we're going to get to that point, yeah, we probably would have to stop altogether and just disassociate ourselves from those women entirely, like Willie was saying, whereas they get no burn, no game at all. And the other part of it is that the dating pool is so lopsided that most men don't have access to even average women because average women act like dimes half the time right about now, and their requirements are ridiculous. So the men that can get any sniff of any kitty, they are so desperate that they're willing to acquiesce to anything just to be in proximity of that woman. So there's a lot of corrective action that needs to be taken from both sides, men and women.
I think I agree, though. I think you do have to start raising your standards as men, right? That may start fixing. I mean, we all talk about the dating pool being a mess, and I'm tired of selling y'all dreams and giving y'all nightmares. Because listen, the same game you play, I'm gonna play it twice. That's just how it is.
Hold on, can you elaborate on that? The same game that we play.
Right. It's like just like he was saying, there's a game that's played on both sides. So whether you got the money and you don't look cute for real, you got that dad bod and you gotta up the game too. Me too. So we both are selling a dream. And then we both end up with a nightmare at the end of the day. Like we really both do. We start playing and then here we are. And it really has been part of the problem with dating. So many people want, and then it's the one thing I told somebody earlier was nobody's pain tolerance is high anymore. At the first sign of some little prick, you're ready to run out the door. You don't stay, you don't endure anything. We don't talk, we don't communicate. And if we do communicate, you're yelling, you're hollering. You're not doing it in a healthy manner. There's not enough of that. So then you end up back with that nightmare and starting over.
No, I agree with Trev in that the situation has started to look the same, and I think in women's eyes, and you see hoes winning, and they winning because the men helping them to win. So if a woman's primary focus is money and resources or status or whatever, they're giving that to they're spending their time, they're spending their money, and they're not ashamed to be seen with certain people. It is what it is. So it's like, well, what benefit would someone get by playing the wife role is too. It's like we have glorified a state of living, especially with social media. Every follow is income. The attention that you pay people on social media produces money. And so every follow of a thought helps them get paid. Every time you comment helps them get paid. It's the time that you're not spending investing into a woman that you actually want to be with. It's time that you're spending on someone who you would never marry, but you're still spending your time. And we only have, let's just say 80 years, the average lifespan in America, right, on this earth. And so it's like, nah, I think people in general gotta see what they're doing and really the fall down impact of what they're doing. And I think when people start correcting themselves and actually spending their time, their resources, their talents on things of value that they actually find value in, that's when we'll see a difference. And I do think men and women are doing it. So unfortunately, your daughters are looking at who you follow and who you're spending your time with as a single man, and your sons are too. So your daughters are going to emulate what your eye beholds, and your sons are going to imitate what they see you doing. So I think the only benefit for the next generation, right, is for us to do as we're supposed to do and not tell them something that we're not following. And I think too many people aren't following a better way of life.
I think that's interesting. Again, I've said this several times. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm not a woman, so I don't know what it's like to be on y'all's side. But when I observe the dating pool, I can overwhelmingly tell you that I believe most women, young women, old women, whichever, who are dating and trying to pursue relationships, you're saying that the game looks the same. I think there's a mindset that, generally speaking, women are not great losers. What I mean by that is that, and I've said this before, women don't date, they participate. In order for you to be intentional, how would a man decipher your intention compared to another woman's intention? Because what I don't see often happening, if I got two women, one's intentional, one's not intentional, and I'm offering them the same experience, most of the time, if the experience is to her benefit, a vacation, a date, whatever, both intentional, non-intentional are going to take it. It's very rare that you see an intentional woman say that's too much, or you don't have to do that, or let me meet you with more value. So they're doing the same thing as the hoes, but expecting different results. Now, I don't think that's a man problem. I think women are doing that because I rarely see modesty being treated great, because there's, in my opinion, again, I'm not a woman, I'm just observing it. It seems like women have already bought into the idea that because I'm woman, what gestures this man does meets my insecurity or my appetite for being treated great, being seen, being valued. And it has to be tangible. But if you're an intentional woman and I offer to do something that, quite frankly, I didn't earn, like offering to pay your rent, an intentional woman in my mind would say that's not his responsibility. Why would I take that? But that's not what they do. What they do is they say, huh, thank you, Jesus. I've been waiting on somebody to come and help me. So you want to be viewed different. And what y'all don't understand is that it's nothing for a dude to treat you good. It's nothing for us to do something nice for you. But we are keeping score. What men really are looking for is the modesty of a woman who is a wife, who is intentional, is not going to allow me to trick on her. She's not going to allow me to do more that distracts us connecting. She's going to show me who she truly is in character. And most women, good or bad or indifferent, don't have that. They all trying to get reels, bags, experiences, but then saying, I want a real relationship. I don't believe that crap. And I land.
Man, true. Mic drop. Does anybody disagree with him? Everybody agree? Okay.
You know what that means?
What that mean?
You really want me to say it out loud?
Of course.
Ain't no hoes on the panel.